see if this works. I think we are live. What is up, everybody? Happy New Year. I guess it's a little late for that, but we're back. A little later than I expected it to be back, but here we are nonetheless. So today it's a little more chill. Not gonna do anything crazy today. So I saw some of these videos. Let me hop here. I saw some of these videos, and I heard about this thing called worship fails, and I was like, "What is that?" And so I watched one of them, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna have to do a video about this at some point." And because I'm so late getting back on the channel this year, I figured, hey, why don't we just live stream and talk about it? So yeah, so that's what we'll do today. I don't know how long we'll be on here. Just depends on how many of y'all show up and are actually interested in watching. But we'll just watch some funny moments from live streams. Because let's be real, we've all from live streams. I say from like worship services. Because let's be real, we've all done dumb stuff. We've all we've all made mistakes in worship, and it's a fact of life. We're human. We're not perfect. We make mistakes while we're playing, while we're preaching, while we're praying. All sorts of things. From people tripping to this Sunday. I'll go ahead and tell on myself. This Sunday, I was leading because our worship guy was out, and totally skipped one of the songs. And I didn't realize it until I'd already sat down. So the pastor had come up, and I look up and I see the the title of the next song on the screen. I'm like, oh, we were supposed to do that, weren't we? Whoops. So that was funny. It's in the bulletin and everything. I don't know how I forgot it. It just felt right. It felt like we were supposed to be done. So I ended it. Oh man, it was funny. And those of us who play in the band, or the worship team, whatever you want to call your singers, if they're a choir, I sat in the back of choirs, back in the day, and we all like to kind of giggle and about the things that our music directors do, and and I'm in the back playing bass, and every time our worship leader does something funny, me and the pianist will look over and with a knowing smile, like, "Oh yeah, he just skipped that verse," or, "Oh yeah, we were supposed to do it this way, but he decided to do it that way." So we all make mistakes. It's okay. God is gracious. God is loving. He's kind. He understands. He condescended and lived among us. So he knows our weaknesses, and so I'm not watching these videos to make fun of people. Things happen, people make mistakes, and that's it. So I figured I'd take you along this journey with me. I've only watched a couple of these. I don't remember which ones they were because it was so long ago, but I think we'll have fun to start off the new year. So these will be worship fails, or as they call them. Of course, one last thing, I'll nitpick on the word worship. When they're using the word worship in this YouTube, they're actually talking about music. And I do think, and I'll probably make a video on this at some point, we need to discouple the term worship and music. Music is a small part of worship. It is not like the only thing. So when we call our worship leaders that is talking about the entire worship service, not just the music. So really what we should call them is music ministers. But, that's our culture. And that's a digression. So, all right, let's hop over here. So I found this one. It says best top, great language here, 16 worship fail compilation. Try not to laugh when Satan destructed the followers of God. God will protect his people. We don't have to worry. When we have bloopers in church worship, it's funny. All right, so I did watch the first one because it was very quick, and it about killed me. But I haven't seen the others. All right, here we go. Let's do this thing. Try not to laugh. I'm going to laugh all the time because apparently, as I've been told in the comments, I giggle too much. I like to think it's more of a jovial laugh, but, maybe that's just me. I don't know. Here we go. Oh no! I haven't watched the whole thing. So his sound pads fall, and you see the pianist over here. She's dying. This lady doesn't even notice. And then the second half falls on top of him. He's like, okay, I think I can manage. You have the back of it here about to fall on him. And he's like, okay, I think I'm okay. It's just they're probably just foam, but they actually might have wood in them. I don't know what they're made of. I've seen them just be like really thick pieces of foam. But they could be heavier. So, like falling on top of him, it kind of looks like. Is that symbol? Was it always like that? Let's see. Yeah, that symbol got destroyed. You can see it's now crooked. That's probably a mic back there too. Oh man, it's got this big piece of plastic leaning on it now, so that symbol's probably out of commission. Oh no. You can't control that. It just happens. Oh man, that was funny. Is there more to it? Let's see what they do. Sometimes how you respond is what matters. There was one time where our pastor was in the middle of the sermon and suddenly like all of the lights went out. The power went off, everything. And so he just kept preaching. What do you do? Power's gone. We're going to have to keep going, Eventually it came back on and, we were able to, carry on. But, some things you just can't help. Let's see what we got. Oh, she's figured it out. God bless these guys. God bless these guys. They're there. They're ready. He's going to have to play really quiet now, though. I'm going to cut the volume down a little bit. I don't know if that's how loud it is for you guys, but... Okay, so it looks like they came in. You had these guys, they might be pastors, who knows. The stage crew, they came in and helped. He kept playing like a champ. They figured it out, so that's good. Yeah, there's not much you can do in that situation. But they were quick on their feet, a little quicker than I thought they might get on there. There's this one time I was in Colombia, and we were at a worship service. Of course, it was in Spanish, so I didn't understand a word that was being said for the most part. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the service, we hear this really, really loud music coming from outside. And what we see is a Catholic parade going down the street. And it's so loud that we couldn't hear anything. We basically had to stop and let them go by before we could keep going. It was so loud. What do? You run out there as Protestants and beat up the Catholics? No, we wouldn't do that. Why are you parading in the, right past our church? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, man. All right, let's keep going. All right. That one was pretty bad.
In the heart of Gaza, where hope is a precious rarity, every meal we give means hope for...
Gotta love commercials. Oh. Not quite as bad. He's like, this is my life now. You can't really... It's like, this is my life now. I'm in a tree. Oh, he's got it tangled in the light, so we can't get rid of it. Does she even know what's going on? I'm not sure. So she kind of looks like she's looking at people and they are not sure what's going on. Like they're laughing because they see what's going on in the background, and she's not really sure why they are. That's what it looks like to me. Maybe she can see in the back, but yeah. All right, here we go. We've all had that one drummer. I love how cool he ended that. I was gonna say for a minute it looked like it might just be a recording of like a band practice or something. But the end, you kind of hear somebody in the background. So she gives him the signal like, "Hey, dude, you missed the soft part." This is supposed to be the reflective, softer part. And he kind of gives her a nod and like gets his drum roll in there and then like gets it to the quiet part. It's like he gave that little touch at the end. Yeah. You gotta watch out with drummers. Drummers are an interesting breed. We had this really great drummer back when I was in college. He was fantastic. You didn't need a cage for him. Like, he knew how to play loud. He knew how to play soft. He was great. But there's some drummers, there's... I don't know if it's in one of these videos, but there's that one that's like similar to this, where you have that drummer who's like trying to give this really intense rhythm to a really like contemplative song, and yeah, it doesn't it doesn't work well. Oh man. It kind of reminds me. There's been times where I had the wrong music up, and I ended up starting in the wrong key, and I'm like, "What is everybody else doing? Why are you in the wrong song? Or why does this sound so bad?" You think like, are they playing the wrong notes, or like, am I playing the wrong notes? I'm like, I'm playing what's on the music, and you're like, what are they doing? Why didn't they tell me? And then you realize, oh, I didn't put the right music up. Oh man, happens so many times. All right. Okay. I kind of see what happened here. Let me... Speaking of a worship fail, I apparently didn't rename the... I didn't rename the live stream. Oh, man. Perfect. Just what you want. A great live stream. Speaking of fails. Oh, man. Well, there we go. I'm glad I caught that. Only 15 minutes in. Now I gotta get all this fixed. Okay. Alright. Sorry, guys. The joys of live streaming. Okay, there we go. I don't do this a ton these days. Alright, let's keep going. So, we'll see what's next. Oh no, oh no. Okay, this is probably the dangers of, we're gonna get away from that. That's one of the dangers of, having church in your home. So, oh man. Okay, moving. That's all I gotta say about that. Moving on. He walking to the guitar player? I think that's all that was. Okay, no, he just messed up the words. Who hasn't done that? Who hasn't done that? There's, yeah, that's a fine balance. Like when you're singing and you got the words in front of you, probably. But it's really interesting because, like, sometimes you want to play like new songs and teach your church new songs. And you've got to know them pretty well, because you either need to know if you're going to be playing the song, because most of us these days are playing instruments, but some people aren't. You need to be you can't look at both the music and the words at the same time, and so you need to know one or the other well enough. I guess it depends on how the music is written. So, to be fair, depends on how the music is written. But there's some times where you don't have a choice, and the music and the words are too far apart to see both of them. So I guess with lead sheets these days, a lot of them are pretty easy to see both. But yeah, and what I don't like is when they change the words needlessly in like modern hymn. When they're redoing an old hymn, it's yeah, I don't like it when they do that. You end up with me singing the wrong stuff. So I feel for them. It happens. It's I didn't laugh at this one. It wasn't as goofy or outlandish, if you will. He knows it.
We'll be glad to. Let's bow our hearts for prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for the...
What was he doing?
Oh God, because joy has come.
Joy has come. All right, so this is something that I've wanted to discuss for a while. Stop moving during prayer. Stop moving around. It's not so important that you get to your spot. that you should ignore the congregational prayer time. Like, what are you doing? I'm not yelling at this guy. I'm yelling at the church, modern church. Like, we're so time sensitive that we can't allow like 30 seconds for the instruments, for the musicians to sit still during the prayer and be a part of the prayer, and then wait 30 seconds for them to get on stage and get their instruments ready. We're so time sensitive that we can't allow them to join us in the prayer. So stop moving around in the prayer. Like, when I was a child, I moved around in the prayer because I couldn't sit still. As an adult, I can sit still. I'm not yelling at him. I'm yelling at the culture broadly. Why do we care so much about having an uninterrupted stream of a service that we can't allow for people to join us in the prayer? I don't like it. I don't like it. So he shouldn't have been moving. We were praying. Stop and join the prayer with us. Like this, it's not that hard. But I don't blame him for the whole accident. Like, that could have happened even not in the prayer. I'm just glad because these are lit. I assume that these are like real candles. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, these were lit too. So, assuming those were real candles, which they very well may be, that could have been bad. Let's see. What do they look like when they fall? I'm just curious. Oh, notice the camera tilts. Oh, that's glass. I bet you that they're light bulbs. I think, well, they fall out like they're real candles. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Are you a real candle or a fake candle? He just walks off defeated. Alright. Let's see what this one's got. Oh. No, not the piano. Oh. That's a nice setup too. Oh, that hurts. That hurts my soul. Oh, man. I feel for you, man. It's kind of like sometimes I'll worry with my guitar when I'm putting it on that the strap will break, and it has broken before. The strap will break and the guitar will just fall to the floor. It rarely happens, but every now and then those straps break. Oh, what did you do to this setup that would make it fall like that? I don't. Man, it just collapsed. Alright, well, that's enough. Sorry. Something had to have failed, because it, like Jericho, it falls upon itself. Like, something right here must have given. Because it collapses. You know, I could see like this falling off or falling this way or the whole thing like falling that way, but like it just kind of like falls apart. That's weird, man. That hurts the soul. That hurts the soul to see. All right, let's keep going. I thought maybe the stage would fail.
All right, welcome to Sunrise City Church. Why don't you guys go ahead and stand as we begin to worship with God of the Promise today. We're going to pause and we're going going to start again. Something about that sounded a little weird, as I'm sure you noticed just like me. Sometimes you can't push through. So we're going to start again.
I can't tell you how many times that's happened. We're about to have another. Oh man, yeah. There was one time where we played in the wrong key, or like we were. My music minister had his capo on the wrong, and he's like, stop. Let me put this in the right key so we can actually play. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Actually, for a long time, a few years back, the doctor of music history from the seminary was my church's worship leader and pastor. And he there was one time, just once, that I remember. There was one time that he had us completely stop the song and redo it. So even the best of the best sometimes fail. It's nothing to be ashamed about. All right, let's keep going. Oh no, is it going to be the saxophone? Nah. What was, I could hear something wrong. That one's hard to tell. I hear a piano that I don't see. Maybe it's over here. Oh, it could be this piano. It sounds fine. I don't know why that one's what they're complaining about. It must be different from what they practiced. One of the difficulties, he has no music. You can notice there. He's playing from memory, and that's easy for guitars because guitars generally just have chords. But for other instruments, that's very difficult. You have to have it very, very well memorized to do that. So I was surprised not to see a music stand here. But yeah, it sounded all right. I don't know what they were expecting, so that one's hard for me to really judge. All right, let's see what we got
That's
here.
what the love of God is like. He doesn't just kick you to the curb and leave you there and say, well, now you've blown it. You have no more chances. He says the door is always wide open again for whenever you want to come back, for whenever you want to repent. The door is always wide open. There's always an open door.
If you drop a guitar, it's okay. There's room for repentance. Yeah, it's similar to the piano. Let's keep going. Oh, I bet you he hit the That looks like a concert. He hit the demo. Oh man. I've wondered if people do that who use keyboards. Okay, maybe this was a church worship service. I don't know. Um, you see him look back. He's like, "What is this drummer doing back there?" then he,
I think it's time to hand over.
and then he realizes it was himself. Oh no! Yeah, those keyboards, man, they have so much programmed into them. I always wonder, like, what all are they doing that we don't really know they're doing, or what potentiality do they have that we just aren't really utilizing. Those keyboards are really interesting instruments. I love the side glance to the drummer though, because he really thought it was a drummer. All right, we don't need to hear your thoughts on it. Let's keep going. Man, he puts his capo really close to the fret.
Sing these amazing words in the fear of life. Sorry, can we get the fourth verse up? So just the final verse. How to kill a moment. Here we go. This is like worship leading 101. No guilt in life. No guilt in life.
Alright, so that's because the words weren't up there. I'm going to tell you now. Music leaders, don't take away sheet music. All it takes is technology to go wrong, and suddenly you're in trouble. Don't rely solely on screens. Just have a little stand. My music guy, he's got this tablet, and he's got like a tablet adapter for a mic stand, and he puts it on like a music stand, but it's just his little tablet, and he's able to look through the words that way. I mean, that's better, I think, than relying on the slideshow, because let's be real, just about every slideshow that's on the projections and on the TVs or screens or whatever you got, they're always behind. You can't rely on them. There was one time we were reading through one of the creeds. I think it might have been the Apostles' Creed. One of the creeds we were reading through in service, and everybody else had gotten a handout except for me. And so we start reading, and I'm like, I don't have a handout. So I was like, okay, but it's okay. They're putting all the words on the screen until they didn't. And I'm just like, okay, well, we don't have it on the screen anymore, so I'm just kind of gonna try to say it along with everybody else. Oh, me. Yeah. Also, it's good to memorize the songs, especially one so much as that one. So, yeah. It happens. Uh-oh. Oh, we got a soprano sax here. Ugh. He's still going. There was this one time we tried to play. I tried to play saxophone with our Christmas program, and I had transposed the chords incorrectly, and that's what it sounded like. Thankfully, we caught it in practice. We're like, okay, we're just not gonna have the saxophone because it's too late now to add it, to go and change it and not have practice. But yeah, this is basically what it sounded like. It was pretty bad. Man, it just goes on. Okay, here's one everybody's seen. This is the one I was referring to earlier.
I am yours, and you are mine.
His rhythm's a little off.
And you are mine.
I'm glad they zoom out and give us a little bit about what's going on. Now, it actually seems like that was what they wanted to do. It doesn't. None of them flinch. That seems like what they were intentionally doing. Just saying. It wasn't like an out of control drummer. I think they planned it that way. It sounds horrible, but I think that's what they planned. Yeah, I'm not sure if his rhythm was okay. I mean, it's better than mine. I'm horrible at rhythm. That's why I don't play drums. I rely on my drummer. But some drummers don't have a good ear for hearing. I mean, I guess this goes with all musicians, or all types of musicians. Some musicians don't have a good ear for what other people are doing, and that's fine. You just have to be aware about that. You need to make sure that they know how they sound in relation to everybody else, so you don't drown everybody else out. You want a nice balanced music. All right, here we go. Here's the next one. Barely hear him.
Sorry about that.
He did it too.
Again, we ask that you remove anything that's stopping us from worshiping.
Oh man, yeah. Alright, this is the last one. Please don't tell me. Okay, I was gonna say, please don't let this old guy trip. He's probably not that old. Just old to me.
That piece of bread that you hold in your hand is, it's meant to be. It's meant to be a reminder.
Oh. Okay, they're just repeating it. There's this. There's a number of times, like, so I have a. This is. I should say. Jeannie Cosetti. I'll link it in the comments. The video. There's this one time where, or I say one time. Sometimes when I'm playing, I will. I'm sorry. I have a tube amp for my bass, which is what I play on Sundays most of the time. And it takes a little bit to warm up. And so I can't cut it off for prayer. I'll cut it off for the sermon when we go down for the sermon. But I won't cut it off for minor breaks. But that means that I have to make sure that the strings are muted so that I don't accidentally hit them. And there have been a number of times where I accidentally pluck the E string, and suddenly there's this booming E going through the church. So, these things happen. These things happen. You know, we live in a fallen world, and we make mistakes, and you know, so that they're called worship fails. It's not that big a deal. You know, we can laugh. God is a God of laughter, I think. I think God gave us humor. There's this great scene in The Last Battle by C.S. Lewis, where Aslan creates the animals, and they're a little timid, but he gives them humor. He gives them laughter. He gives them joy, and he's like, don't be afraid to laugh. It's okay to make jokes and to laugh and to be joyous. These are good things that God has given us. So, you know, when we mess up, just shrug it off and laugh. You know, it's okay. These things are funny, and you know, I think that God made us have humor for a reason. So don't be afraid. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. We have a God who is gracious and merciful to us, and so we can have fun. We can enjoy worshiping God. So that's all I've got for tonight. Thanks for watching, all of those who hopped in. Sorry, it's been a while since I've live streamed, but I hope you enjoyed these fails. Some of them were pretty funny. Might watch some more again at another time if y'all enjoy this video, and yeah, I will catch you next time. Peace.